Do that.
Scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Retro Alliance Gaming's Halloween month. How are you all doing today? So,
they can't answer.
What?
They can't answer that.
They should be able to answer it. Why can't they hear me? It needs to be live so they're all typing all the time. Can you edit in live time?
I wish.
I'm just gonna be mute.
Literally.
This is the whole video.
Thank God.
Alrighty guys, so today I'm trying to do a quick video, which normally turns into 20 minutes, but I want to talk about an awesome, and I'm going to call it a horror game. Now, technically speaking, it's more of like a murder mystery kind of game, but it definitely can fall into the horror category, and the game I want to talk to you guys about today is one of the most awesome culty games I've ever played, and that is Deadly Premonition Director's Cut. This freaking game, oh my god, what can I even say about this game?
Well, the man who made it follows us on Twitter.
Let's start with that. So, Swiri is a very interesting man. He's interesting in the way that Suda51 is interesting. If you guys don't know who Suda is, they made games like No More Heroes 1 and 2, Lollipop Chainsaw, Killer is Dead, and many more classics. And when
Nobody didn't mention Let It Die, even though he's technically not completely involved in that.
Let It Die
it's
also.
Because of him it exists.
Yes, it's true. Certain filmmakers and certain game developers have a feel to them that you can't replicate in any other possible way, and these guys have the same exact feel. So kind of like if you're watching a movie that's by Quentin Tarantino, you don't even have to know he directed the movie. If you watch it, you automatically know, bam, this is Quentin Tarantino, right? There's only certain directors that are really like that, where they have a certain theme and a certain way, aesthetic, atmosphere, everything. And Suda51 definitely has that feel, and I will say Swiri absolutely positively has that feel. He's a really, really cool guy, and he likes to get involved with all of his fans and things like that. There is not another game creator that I've ever seen that has made a game, or games, plural, quite as weird as Deadly freaking Premonition. Now, when I first saw this game, I thought it looked like some generic horror game. I had never heard of it. It was like, I don't know, $30, and I'm like, ooh, what is this? And then I remember looking up a review, and I think the first one I saw was like a 2 out of 10. And I was like, okay, well, I like playing games that are supposedly bad, so I should go ahead and give this a go. Well, turns out that this is also one of the most polarizing games that you will ever play, because reviews go from either 10 out of 10 to 2 out of 10. People either love it or they hate it, but whatever you think about it, I'm going to give you my thoughts on Deadly Premonition. So if you're a Twin Peaks fan, you're probably going to get a lot out of this game. Basically, you have this guy named Yorky Morky Jorgen. That's how I like to pronounce his name. Or Mork. You know, I mess up so many times that I forget his actual name. York, Mork, Hork. Jorky, Morky. Morgan York? Forky, His name is York. He has a really funny name. Francis York Morgan. He is invited to the town of Greenville because he is investigating a murder of a woman. That's how it basically starts. So you got this detective coming into town, and he is supposed to be investigating a murder that nobody else can figure out. Seems like a basic plot of a game, right? Wrong. This game is fucking weird.
Oh.
We'll all wander in hell.
My pot is getting cold.
This is a good biscuit. Biscuit. Biscuit.
My
biscuit
is getting cold.
No.
I won't let you take it!
And I mean, it is really, really weird. If you look at it from a spec standpoint, just from specs, the game would seem like it's absolutely horrible, okay? You got this giant world map that you're driving around in a car. The map layout isn't even particularly good. The graphics in the game are not particularly good at all. The mouth movements do not line up with anything that anybody is saying.
Oh,
the frame rate on this game drops down at any given point from 30 to like 10 randomly.
Especially during intense parts of the game.
Especially during intense parts of this game. If you were to look at this game and base it on its specs, it would seem like one of the worst games you would ever play. And you know, they have that saying where a game is so bad it's good. I feel like that falls a bit into the category, but not completely, because here's the thing. He only has so big of a budget to be able to make this game with, but where it shines is between all these weird technical errors and Yorkie-jorkie-morkies that you see everywhere. Nothing's making sense that I'm saying. The fucking narrative of this game. The narrative, the entire story around this game is ingenious. It is fucking awesome. The music in this game, like for example, this one track, I can't whistle, but it's basically...
It's been a while.
Yeah, do. It is incredibly catching. It gets in your head. So the soundtrack's awesome, the story's awesome, and the characters in it are awesome. The weird thing about it is, even though everything in this game seems completely unbelievable, at the same time, you completely believe it and fall into it. I really felt like when I was playing this game, like I was transported to some kind of weird alternate reality. Some of the things that people say are technical errors, I feel like are purposely done in the game, and if not, they actually give them more character. And I mean, the weird jerkiness of the characters, like, what is the one detective's name? Thomas. This guy is amazing. He's always bashful and shy, but he's also having weird movements, and like when he moves towards you the first time, he's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but he moves so weird. Everything in the game is strange, but it really creates this universe that I can't possibly explain to you. Ultimately, you have to go and see it for yourself and let yourself get enveloped into this fucking weird world with these weird characters. One of my favorite parts of the game that I remember in Deadly Premonition is he's sitting down at a diner having dinner with one of the with one of the lady detectives in this that he's working with, the cop.
The love interest.
Yeah, the love interest. And while they're sitting there having dinner, there's these two other characters. There's one old guy who's always wearing a mask on his face, and the guy who's basically pushing him, he's like his caretaker. The waitress comes up to him and says something about, like, would you like a regular turkey and gravy sandwich? And this guy comes strolling in, and he's like, oh, Mork Dork, or whatever his freaking name is. And he orders a sandwich. And I believe the sandwich was turkey, strawberry jelly, and cereal sandwich. You know what, guys? I'm just going to go ahead and let you see this scene because it's fucking hilarious.
Mrs. Olivia Cormack, I am here for Mr. Stewart's lunch. If it is ready, I'd thank you a bunch.
Yes, of course. Just a moment. Here you go. The usual. 1 turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich. Self-inflicted punishment to atone for past sins. He's setting an example.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, you should try this wonderful lunch. It's more than a delicious, tasty crunch. So says Mr. Stewart.
No, that's fine. I've just ordered my own lunch.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, that is, Mr. Stewart's order is delicious, I should mention. And Mr. Nick Cormack is a genius for creating this perfection. So says Mr. Stewart.
Still, I have a hunch I might not like it. You sure that sandwich is that good?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, making decisions based on intuitions is always a sign of bad FBI agents. So says Mr. Stewart.
Harry, you're right. I'll give it a try. I can't believe it. This is fantastic. really good. Olivia, I'm sorry, but can I change my order? I'll have what Harry is having.
I wonder what that would actually taste like. Delicious. So, moving forward, as you can see, this game has this really quirky, awesome quality to it. Another thing about this game is you're going to get a ton of gameplay out of this. And I mean, not only is the main story insanely long, I feel like I played that game for like 70 hours or something, but there's also a lot of weird side missions that you can do. One particular scene I remember, we decided randomly, we're just playing this game, I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do whatever it's asking me to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and move forward. And I started driving and driving and driving and driving, and suddenly it turned to nighttime and I was heading towards this mansion. And right as I'm starting to get close, I look up in the sky and all the clouds are freaking purple. And I'm like,
And red.
okay, what the hell is going on? So I keep going and going, and holy fuck, these giant werewolf-looking creatures drop out of the sky and are literally jamming themselves into the car, like beating the crap out of me and this car. And it's just the weirdest scene. Now, one more thing I want to mention about this game is there's two distinctive tones in the game. There's the daytime tone, where you're running around, you're investigating, you're talking to different characters, you're trying to figure stuff out with all these quirky scenes. And then you have the nighttime scenes in this game. Whenever it switches to these nighttime scenes is when somebody calls a raincoat killer comes out, and basically it becomes this weird survival horror kind of shooter game.
One thing I like is that the love scenario, you know, with the romantic interest, it's
yeah.
not like completely generic. They actually do build up a relationship.
They do. They
And
do.
I actually enjoy that. It's not just immediately like, oh, we're in love. They actually build something.
They do.
And it's not abrupt when it happens.
No, they actually do build a relationship. That's the thing about the game, is no matter how weird and quirky it is, you find yourself getting very involved with these characters and their backstories and the love story. And there's a lot of things that I didn't even guess were going to happen in this game when it actually ended. So another thing that I want to talk about with this game that I find very interesting is the character of Francis York Morgan and his alter identity that he has, which is Zach. Basically,
Alternate personality.
yeah, alternate personality.
Technically, he has dissociative identity disorder, though that's not how it actually works.
Right.
So don't, like, assume that's how people with DID work.
Yeah, so he has DID, and this person that he's talking to is named Zach. And one thing that I always found really interesting about this is they always find a way to work it in to make it entertaining. Like, let me give you an example. Whenever you're driving in the car, okay, you're going to be driving forever, whether you're going to this location or that location, and right when the game starts, I swear to God, it made me burst out laughing. The whole time he's sitting there, not only is he talking to Zach, okay, but he's also quoting movies. So he will literally sit there and be talking about Back to the Future. I don't remember the year it comes out, but he'll be like, Back to the Future, directed by so-and-so, came out in 1985. The movie grossed this much money, and he'll just start giving you random movie facts. I also love with his character how he's always talking to Zach in his head to figure out what's going on, who we should be investigating, and why all this is happening. They even make things like waking up in the morning, like when you're staying at this hotel, and this old lady, she comes up to you to bring you like coffee and your breakfast, which she has this huge crush on you, this older lady, which is hilarious, by the way. But even when she brings him his coffee, he'll look inside of the coffee, and he'll start talking about this cup of coffee forever.
It's a main mechanic of the game.
Yeah, and it's a main mechanic of the game where it's actually giving you hints and clues by drinking a cup of coffee. There are so many things with this character that are incredibly interesting, and bringing both York and Zack into the world around all of these other crazy characters and all of the weirdness, plus this amazing plot. It's just something so truly special that every single one of you should really be able to experience. But by the time I was done, I had an experience that I have never had in my life with the game, period. Completely unique, completely weird, completely fucked up, and in my opinion, I would give this game, personally, like a 9.5 out of 10. I think it is an amazing game, and you guys should all go out there and give it a try and play this game. Anyways, guys, that is about all I want to go ahead and say about this wonderful, weird game, Deadly Premonition. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please stay tuned for more stuff coming for the Halloween month. And as always, my friends, until next time.
How bad is it?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
How bad is it?
It's fucking disgusting. Can you make that work? Because I don't want it to be like...
How bad is it?
It's really fucking bad. Oh, the game is full of shit. That is disgusting.
I hope you don't get gluten from that bread. Jesus.
Oh. This is the last thing we should have filmed.
You'll live.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I know the perfect comedic timing, but you try having perfect comedic timing when you're gonna throw up. Okay, we're good.